Good morning, cadets. Today we'll be taking up the exercise of the chapter. Exercise of the lesson Footprints Without Feet. Who was Griffin? Griffin was a scientist. Why were the two boys surprised? They were surprised to see fresh footprints. Why did he set the landlord's house on fire? His landlord disliked him and wanted to throw him or eject him out of the house, so he set the landlord's house on fire. Where did he enter? For warmth. He entered into a big London store for warmth. What did Griffin do in the shop of a theatrical company? He dressed up using the clothes from the shop, used bandage, false nose, and looted some money. How did Griffin escape from London store? When next morning the assistants and the attendants arrived, they saw Griffin, they chased him, they threw a big chase to him, but he was successful in cheating them and running away by removing his clothes. He became naked and invisible. How did Mr. Griffin enter the shop of the theatrical company? What did he do there? He was invisible, so the shopkeeper did not see him. He dressed up, put bandage and false nose. Mention two extraordinary things that happened in the room. The hat sprang up from the bed and it hit into the face of Mrs. Hall. The bedroom chair also became alive and it forced Mr. and Mrs. Hall out of the room. Why did the people suspect Griffin for the burglary? Griffin admitted that he had no money and suddenly he produced money after the burglary incident, so he became a doubt for everyone, and everyone thought that he has burgled the house. How did the invisible man become first invisible? So, Mr. Griffin was a brilliant scientist. He used science in a destructive way. Once, while experimenting, he swallowed certain rare drugs and then his body became transparent as a sheet of glass. The invisible man was a scientist. He carried out numerous experiments to prove that human body could become invisible. Why was he wandering in the streets? Mr. Griffin was a brilliant scientist but a lawless person. His landlord disliked him and tried to throw him or eject him out of the house. To take revenge, Mr. Griffin set the house on fire. To get away from there without being noticed, he removed his clothes. And when he removes his clothes, he became invisible. But after that, he became a homeless wanderer. What curious episode occurs in the study? A clergyman and his wife were awakened by the noise in the study very early in the morning. Creeping downstairs, they heard the chink of money being taken from the clergyman's desk. He and his wife looked under the desk, behind the curtains, even up the chimney. No one was there. But the desk was open and the money was missing. This was the curious incident that happened in the study. How would you assess Griffin as a scientist? So, how many marks we will give him? Definitely, it is 10 on 10 for the experiment he conducted, but it is minus when it comes to him as a useful scientist, a useful citizen. It is minus because he used it for destructive purpose. Griffin had carried out experiment after experiment to prove that human body could become invisible. He did not want it to for the welfare of the society, but to satisfy his ego and carry out his satanic deeds. So Saturn is a person who was always against God, which we can say Shaitan. So satanic deeds means all evil deeds. Satan was a evil man who was always against God. In the Bible and all, there is a reference of Satan. So the word has become satanic. He was a brilliant scientist, but not a law abiding citizen. A scientist's work is to invent those gadgets and devices which can make the earthly existence comfortable. He was not doing that. But Mr. Griffin swallowed some rare drugs and became invisible to torment or harass the innocent people. He was a criminal scientist who had no respect for humanity. That is why there is no marks for his invention. He gets zero. And as a scientist, he was brilliant. He did good experiments. So we have to appreciate that. The scientist was always quick tempered.
And I will summarize now.
The scientist was always quick tempered. Now he became furious. You don't understand who or what I am, he shouted. Very well, I'll show you. So, as all of us know, that he was good in science and invention, but he was, as a human being, he was very, very crooked and evil. Suddenly, he threw off bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even nose. It took him only a minute to do so. The horrified people in the bar found themselves staring at a headless man. So, whenever he is in trouble, he plays the same trick that he tries to become invisible. So, he took off his bandage and mustache and spectacles. So, obviously, the head part was missing, and such a thing would horrify anybody. So, the people there were horrified and they saw that there was a headless man before them. Mr. Jaffer, the constable, now arrived and was quite surprised to find that he had to arrest a man without head. So, Mr. Jaffer was the constable. He was also surprised, and never in his life he has arrested a headless man. But Jaffer was not easily prevented from doing his duty. If a magistrate's warrant ordered a person's arrest, then the person had to be arrested with or without his head. But the constable was not chicken hearted. He did not have a chicken heart, or he was not a person who would panic in such situation. He thought that I have a warrant from the magistrate. Head is there, head is not there. I have to arrest the man. There followed a remarkable scene as the policeman tried to get hold of a man who was becoming more and more invisible as he threw one garment after another. So, as you know, the moment Mr. Griffin removes his clothes, he becomes invisible. So, first his head was not there. Now, slowly he was removing all his clothes first one by one. So he was getting invisible, and to arrest it or to put the handcuffs, HAND, hand CUFF, handcuffs. That means that police will put to arrest, that handcuffs one requires hands, and there was no hand. Finally, a shirt flew into the air, and the constable found himself struggling with someone he could not see. So, final, the shirt is gone, and Mr. Griffin is completely invisible. Some people tried to help him, but found themselves hit by blows that seemed to come from nowhere. So the people of the village also were very angry because he has buggled and fooled the entire village. So they tried to help Mr. Jaffers, but they were also getting blows, beatings from nowhere because Mr. Griffin is invisible. In the end, Jaffers was knocked unconscious as he had made last attempt to hold on to the unseen scientist. And now Mr. Jaffer was knocked so much badly hit that he became unconscious. There were nervous, excited cries of hold him, but this was easier said than done. Griffin had shaken himself free, and no one knew where to lay hands on him. So Mr. Griffin was totally invisible, and now where to catch him, nobody knows. So it's a fictitious science story by H.G. Wells, and H.G. Wells is very well known. Okay. The summary of the story.
Good morning to everybody. Today I would be summarizing the story Footprints Without Feet, which is a part of the novel The Invisible Man written by H.G. Wells. So Mr. H.G. Wells is well known for his other science fictions like The Time Machine, The War of Worlds, etc. In our story, The Footprints Without Feet, the the hero of the story, who is an antagonist too, Griffin, is introduced in a very different way. He's introduced as when two boys stared in surprise at the fresh muddy feet without the owner of the feet. The boys were astonished and tried to follow him, but Griffin could easily derail them. Griffin was a rather lawless person, as introduced by the author. He was ejected by his landlord as the landlord disliked him. So, Griffin, the scientist, had carried out some experiments and had swallowed certain rare drugs by which he became invisible. After having the situation with the boys who followed his footprints, Griffin in the night time goes to a particular shop and buys and steals warm clothes. He hides himself for the night in the shop and gets caught by the assistants of the shop in the morning. He runs away and he gathers some disguises from a political company and knocks the owner of the shop unconscious. Eager to get away from the crowded London, he takes a train to the village of Iping, where he has booked 2 rooms at the local inn. The owner of the inn was Mrs. Halls and Mr. Halls. Mrs. Halls was satisfied that her customer was an eccentric scientist who liked to be lonely, who liked to be private, and who liked to be private. Griffin had paid the woman in advance, and this had satisfied her. But soon, Griffin's money had completely finished. So, shortly afterwards, a curious episode happens. Griffin steals money from a clergyman's house. But the clergyman and his wife hear the sound of crashing of desks, etc., and almost catch Griffin. But in amazement, Griffin escapes. The landlord and his wife were up early, and were surprised to see the scientist's door wide open. They peeped through the room, but they did not see the scientist. They were amazed because the scientist was almost for all the time in his room, lonely and he was lonely and he wanted a lot of privacy. And the news of the burglary at the clergyman's house got spread like wildfire in the village. And uh, the policeman, Mr. Jaffers, was called for. Mrs. Halls was surprised as suddenly the Griffin appeared out of nowhere in the house in his room and quickly questioned him and interrogated him. The scientist was in a very bad mood, scolded at her, and started throwing off his bandages, whiskers, and his disguises. Mrs. Halls was amazed. She was astonished for seeing an invisible man. Mr. Jaffers, the policeman, to arrive in time and tried to catch him because he had an arrest warrant. But a policeman cannot catch an invisible person. Again, Griffin escapes. Many people try to help Constable Jaffers by catching Griffin, but they receive blows out of nowhere. In the end, we can see Griffin escapes from the scene, never to be found. This story tells us how people could misuse the bounty of science by doing such lawless and illegal things. What we should learn from the story is that we should always use science as we should always use science for constructive purposes as a boon, not a curse. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abhiram. So we can say that Griffin was an extremely gifted scientist, but he had more negative qualities as a human being. Truly, he was a lawless person. When we read the story, entire story, we come to know he was a lawless person and he was not a true scientist because he used his scientific discovery in a negative way and duped and cheated many people. He never missed an opportunity to harass and cheat people. That is not good as a scientist. Scientist always should be thinking about the welfare of the people. After becoming invisible, he enters stores, London store, and stole things. Then he goes to a theatrical company, then steal clothes from there and other accessories also he's stealing. Then he robs the owner also. So, as a scientist, he has failed. A scientist, when the image of a scientist comes to our mind, the very first person comes to our mind is Einstein, whose story we have already read in class 9. A truly beautiful mind, though he was a scientist and he knew that science can cause destruction, but he appeals to the president and tells him not to use science for destruction. So, to contrast, our hero, or the rather the scientist, is really a very crooked man who has misused science and duped and fooled many people. Science has to be used for the welfare of the people. So he was not a law abiding citizen, also. Even he tries to dupe the police, Mr. Jaffer, when he finally wants to arrest him. At that time, also, he does not succumb or surrender. He just becomes invisible and escapes the situation. So, all these activities shows that Griffin was a criminal minded person. He had bad temper and he used his invention to harass other people. So a scientist who doesn't abide by the laws of the land and tries to cheat and dupe people can never do the welfare of humanity. He has used everything for his selfish purpose and never helped a human being. So the lesson learned is that Science is definitely a good servant, but it can become a bad master if it falls into the hands of scientists like Griffin. So we should always use inventions and discoveries for the welfare of the mankind and not for the destruction of the society. Thank you.